I've got some good news for you. Some nice, easy 5 tips. Now that I'm level 55, I can actually explain how you guys should be playing a little bit. So, one of the hardest things to explain is the weapons, but here are 5 really basic attachments that you can unlock very easily. I've got it on my screen over here, and get a screenshot of that, guys. You may really want to experiment with this. Starting off with a simple close range optic that you want to unlock, and that is the red dot scope. Here it is. If you want to unlock that, use the default class called the Hurricane. It's one of the default ARs. Just get it to level 3. That's it. Just get the Hurricane to level 3. Even though the weapon is locked, it does unlock the attachments for it as well. So might as well start with that. That's really good for close range gunfire. What about long range? Here is the 4x VLK optic. This is available for the cast off 726. Just get that to level 4. There you go. Close range, long range sorted. The optics are one of the hardest things to unlock. There's so many of them and they're all over the place, but there's a nice quick way to unlock 2 basic ones. So get those done first. That's the most important tip. Tac laser, that's really good for the Bryson shotgun. Get that to level 10. I'd recommend you do that one next. And the one I'm working on right now is the STB556. Get that to level 18, and there's a really good monolithic suppressor looking thing. I hope that does the damage. That is something I'm working towards next. Just below that, there are 2 more. There's a cast off tree. This is a weapon like the AK-47. You get this right to the end. The last thing in the tree is known as the mini-back. Get that to level 12 and you get a little monocle scope. That's one of my favourite scopes from Warzone. I've always used that one. And lastly is the Lechman. Get that sub to level 11 and you get the mini optic. That's probably the best optic you can get. That is really difficult to get, to be fair. It's right at the end of a skill tree. Right, next up is what should you be using in regards to kill streaks. I've been using score streaks, mainly because there's lots of additional score to be had all the way through this game, whether it be assists, calling in UAVs, counter UAVs, shooting down UAVs with rockets. It all adds up, and you get about 20%. You need about 25% extra score in total if you would just get kills. Look around ground war. There's vehicles everywhere. There's equipment everywhere. There's players everywhere. There's assists to be had. There's so much score floating around, and I really recommend you start using it. So here's what I've been using. I've been using the UAV, the counter UAV, and a lot higher up the Overwatch Halo. Before that, I was using the VTOL or the SAE, depending what level you guys are at right now. The UAV and counter UAV actually aid you getting more score later on in that life. Did you know that? So if you're playing ground war, you'll be getting 10 points, so quickly. Just calling the UAV and the counter UAV at the same time. You pretty much can just sit still and eventually the Halo will actually unlock for you, which is pretty cool. Next up, we're going to talk about perks. Which perks should you be using? 6v6 is of course very different from ground war, but with ground war you end up earning more XP, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But what perks should you be using? I've been using Bomb Squad. Hardly anyone is using Bomb Squad yet. It's harder to unlock, but no one's really aware of these perks. The best perks are actually part of a default set, which is of course how you get Ghost. But until then, if you can edit your class, this is what I'll be using, or recommend you use, is those 3. The hardline particularly shaves off quite a lot in regards to score, so you can get that top helicopter a lot easier. But Bomb Squad is because you want to be repelling all those explosives. Battle Hardened, of course, lots of flashbangs. You know how much you've been flashed, it's crazy. Hardline will of course decrease the amount of score you need for the next kill streaks, and later in the game the ultimate perk will be Overclock. This gives you another munitions box, so you can shoot more rockets, shoot more grenades over the wall. You know, you never know when you can get a kill just from a munitions box. But until then, use Overclock. But I have actually started to use Ghost and realised I've been going on much longer streaks towards the second half of the game. Of course, right at the beginning of the game, you unlock the base perks. About a quarter of the way through, you get your bonus perk, which is, in this case, Hardline. But towards sort of halfway, if you're playing well, you'll then unlock Ghost for the second half of the game, which means UAVs aren't that much of a bother to you. So tip number 4 would be your secondary weapon. Quite important. As you can see, I've not been using Overkill. I've been trying to get hold of a gold RPG, but actually, I would recommend the Pillar. This is a cheat code for score. If you're playing ground war, there's a lot of replenishing stations, lots of munitions boxes, loads of ways to just shoot things out the sky. If you're using a score streak, you'll get that Halo in no time. Just look up, shoot something. There'll be always something there. The Pilo will give you 100 score each time. Does a great job. Just look up, shoot down, easy, nice as easy as that. Also, it can get quite a lot of kills as well. So if you've been trying to get this thing gold, you'll know what I mean. You really have to sit still and like hope that people staying together. But in ground war, just fly a helicopter, drive a car straight into the middle of someone else's base, and you'll be doing the damage with the rocket launcher. Amazing. And tip number 5, what should you be playing? And like I've said before, it is ground war. Play a lot of ground war, capture the flags while holding the weapon you want to level up. You get 300 XP, which is crazy, a lot of XP. If you keep doing that with inside a tank, the last weapon you used, or the weapon you're kind of holding, whether it be a rocket launcher or a machine gun, whatever gun you're holding, you'll get the XP for capping that flag while you're holding it. Did you know? So nice and easy in a tank. Just die, go get another tank, die, get another tank. Just go for flags you don't own. If you don't end up getting it, don't worry, you'll probably get some kills along the way. I'm getting tons and tons of XP, leveling weapons really, really quickly just by playing ground war. I think it's a lot of fun as well, lots of additional enemies to play against, and I'm getting kill streaks all over the place due to shooting stuff down. Lastly, make sure you're using the drill charge. If you're playing ground war, you'll see a lot of red vehicles lying around. Throw a drill charge at the tank, it will kill the person within about 3 seconds. They'll die, you can then use their tank or shoot the shit out of it. Oh no, you can't use the tank. You can't use their tank, you can destroy it, which is good for XP yet again. So they're my quick tips. I'll try to be as quick as I can. Boom, boom, boom. My name's Gabba. Subscribe for more content. There's loads more like this. This is a dedicated Call of Duty channel. Thanks for watching.